to create a fully functional e-commerce website using WordPress and WooCommerce. First, what we need to do is create our own domain, and I already have HostGator, so I'm going to go ahead and log into my HostGator hosting account. If you guys need help with HostGator or anything in today's video, make sure you let me know down below in the comments. I've been using HostGator for years, and it's been a good hosting platform for me, but this will work with any hosting service of your choice. So once you log into your HostGator account, what you want to do is go down to hosting, scroll all the way to the bottom until you see cPanel. Go ahead and click on cPanel, and you guys can go ahead and buy your domain through HostGator. But if you're just coming in here for the first time because you just paid, you will get a free domain. I'll leave a link to that down below. And keep in mind, I am not sponsored at all here. But if you guys want to save some serious money on your domains, I'll leave a link up top right now to a video where I tell you guys how to save a lot of money when purchasing domains. Once we're in our cPanel, go ahead and scroll down to where it says domains here, and then go ahead and click domains under that. Today, I'm going to be creating a domain by clicking create a new domain right here. I'm going to be creating my subdomain by typing simply shirts.kalmanwebdesign.com. And for those of you that don't know, Kalman Web Design is our main business domain here. And I'm just creating a subdomain here by typing simply shirts.kalmanwebdesign.com. Before you move on, make sure share document root is not selected because you don't want to share the document root with your main domain here because it will cause a lot of issues. What you want to make sure is that it says exactly what you typed in up top right down below here. So in my case, it does. If it doesn't say exactly this, you need to change it to exactly what your domain is here. Now we're going to go ahead and hit submit, and HostGator is going to create our new subdomain for us. So it's going to say success, navigate to where it says WordPress Manager by Softaculous. This is where we are going to be able to install a fresh version of WordPress. Now that we're in this page, you want to go ahead and select https://www. This is going to be the most secure way and the best and most efficient way to create your new installation here. So go ahead and select that. We're going to leave it in quick install. Something I forgot to do, and this is a really common mistake with a lot of people when they're installing WordPress, is it's going to go ahead and select your main domain right here. What you want to do is go back up and ensure that this is specified on the domain where you want to install it. Now down here, it's going to give you the site settings. So I'm going to go simply shirts. That's what I want my site name to be. Site description, I'm going to take my site name here and I'm going to go over to ChatGPT and say create one sentence description for my site name here. And then whatever this generates, I'm going to go ahead and use it. Make sure in your case that you find something you really like. You can always regenerate it as many times as you want here. I'm going to go ahead and paste this in. I'm going to go ahead and change my admin username to kalmanwebdesign.com, and I'm going to set up a custom admin password. You guys want to make sure that you don't lose this information here because this is what you're going to use to log in to your WordPress dashboard where you go to edit your website. So make sure you don't forget this and you choose a secure password, because again, we're dealing with e-commerce and people love to try and hack e-commerce websites. So make sure you're doing everything you can to make a secure website here. Now for admin email, I'm going to go ahead and change this to kalmanwebdesign@gmail.com for testing purposes. You can always change this later on to something else if you're making this for a client. Like for example, you can change it to your client's email. Now manage plugin sets, you have a number of options here. You can change your language as well. I never select any of these because I like to do everything after I already install WordPress. So you can always change this stuff after you install. It's going to give you advanced options to name your database here and name your table. If you're going to need some kind of database to hold some information for this website, you can customize that right here before you even install. Now you can go ahead and select a theme too, but for now, I'm just going to go down here to where it says install and go ahead and install WordPress. Now go ahead and hit install. And this is going to take a second. Sometimes it takes anywhere between 1 and 10 minutes long. Now it's going to say that congratulations, the software was installed successfully. Now you have WordPress successfully installed to your new domain name. Now what you want to do is you can go ahead and view the WordPress site here by simply clicking this first link. But what we want to do is go to our WordPress dashboard, and that's accessed through this URL that it provides to you right here. And if you guys are legitimately looking to do e-commerce, you need to set up your own custom domain. Do not use a subdomain because they are not as secure as a custom URL or domain is. But in my case, I'm not really going to be selling anything through this website, because this is just for purposes of showing you guys how to do it. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and click proceed to the domain anyways, and then it will take you to that new domain. And sometimes it may take a little while for your WordPress site to show up. So sometimes you're going to get this page where it says a new WordPress site is coming soon. If you have any issues and after about 10 to 20 minutes it still doesn't show up, go ahead and call your hosting service and they'll help you figure out what the specific issue is, or reach out to us through the comments as well. All right, now our new domain is successfully working, and I'm gonna go ahead and sign in using the username and password that I created earlier in today's video. I'm gonna go ahead and select exit to WordPress and not finish, because I wanna do everything fresh myself here, which is in our case much better. So congratulations, you just successfully installed your first instance of WordPress and created a domain. You guys should be super proud of yourself for being able to do that today. So now we're going to scroll down to where it says appearance, go to themes, and we're going to start by installing our theme. Scroll down to where it says add new theme, click on that, and the theme that we're going to install today is going to be called Blocksy, because this theme is so good when it comes to building e-commerce websites in WordPress. That's the reason we're going to go ahead and use it, and you guys are going to see why it's so good in a second here. Once you click install, don't forget to click activate here. Now, once that's installed and activated, you're gonna see up here at the top, it's gonna say install Blocksy Companion. You're gonna wanna go ahead and install that to make sure you can use all the starter sites here in today's video. And in the home page here, you're gonna have color options, typography options, and a few other options that you guys can go ahead and browse. But what we want to go to is what's going to be so awesome here about this theme today. It's going to be starter sites. You're going to see a whole bunch of different free starter sites that you guys will be able to just click and import the entire starter site. And from here, you're just going to be able to change out all the images, change out the text, and add the products that you want and get your e-commerce site up and running the same day here. So easy and so fast. So you guys can see there are some pro options as well, but there's so many free options to choose from. There's really no reason to upgrade to the pro version if you're just getting started at least. So in the video today, we're setting up a basic t-shirt website. So what we're going to use is we're going to use the modern shop starter site here. And what's so awesome about this is it actually lets you choose the WordPress editor that you can use. So you can use the stock Gutenberg here, you can use Brizy, or you can use Elementor, which is going to be what we're going to use today just because it's so easy and there's absolutely no learning curve to using Elementor because it's so straightforward. So we're going to go ahead and click import on this theme, and now it's going to recommend that you install the child theme. You don't have to, I'm not going to, but if you guys are a beginner just getting into this, I highly recommend following the recommendation of installing the child theme, because what this is going to do is it's going to create extra pages. So let's say you screw up something, you can always default back to that page, but in my case, I'm comfortable without it. So I'm going to go ahead and hit next. Elementor is going to be what we use today because this is going to be best for beginners and it's so easy to use. And then we're going to go ahead and click next, and it's going to go ahead and install a few more plugins for you. It's going to install Elementor, WooCommerce. You're not going to have to install that yourself because it's already going to do it for you. And it's going to install WP Forms so people can contact you. And then it's going to import options, widgets, and content and do a complete clean install. Make sure all of these are selected. You can always change it after you install it. Go ahead and click install now. Once it's done, it's going to give you the option to view the site. We're going to go ahead and click that. It's going to open in a brand new page and show you exactly what your new website looks like. So here's just the starter site with everything already set up for you guys. All you have to do is add, delete, change out whatever you want, and then you are good to go from there. We haven't even done anything yet, and we already have a full website ready to go. We're gonna go ahead and click on shop as well. And here's the shop with all the stuff that it already set up for you, and you can just change all of this out to what you want. So now what we want to do is go back to our WordPress dashboard here, click on the last link, or you can always type in your domain /WP admin here to get back if you get lost. And now we want to go ahead and hit refresh so all of our plugins will successfully show here in our dashboard. Go ahead and give that a second. Sometimes it takes a little while. So now you guys can see that WooCommerce is showing up. WP Forms is successfully showing up. Now what we want to do is navigate to WooCommerce. So once you click on this, it's going to say welcome to Woo. It's going to say set up my store. Go ahead and click that and then select which one of these pertains to you the best. I'm going to say setting up for a client because that's what I do most of the time. And then we're going to go ahead and select what industry our business is in. So we have clothing and accessories, and our business is going to be located in Texas. So we're going to go ahead and type that in because this is going to determine what type of taxes you need to pay later on, and you don't want to run into any issues there. Then we're going to go ahead and click continue, and now it's going to select all these options for you. We really don't want most of this stuff, so we're going to leave get automated taxes. We don't want this, we don't want this, we don't want this. I'm gonna leave the shipping just in case we want that later on. We're gonna get rid of this Jetpack AI. If you guys do want these, you can go ahead and leave them. You can always research them more by hitting learn more here. And we're not gonna use Woo Payments here because it's not really a well-known payment gateway. We wanna use Stripe and more streamlined stuff like PayPal. So we're gonna go ahead and click continue, and now it's going to configure all the settings for your e-commerce site. And right there, just like that, guys, it's going to go ahead and take you back to your WordPress dashboard here. And here you can see some more information about WooCommerce. And if you scroll down, it will give you some brief analytics that you guys can use for your store here. But 99% of the time, in WooCommerce, you're going to go ahead and spend it right here in the settings, at least in your WordPress dashboard. So first, what we want to do is go ahead and scroll down in general, and then it's going to say connect your site to activate WooCommerce shipping and tax. So we're going to go ahead and hit connect here, and this is going to connect to WordPress.com. So it's going to set up everything for us so we don't have to deal with setting up taxes for each individual state and country and everything where we sell to. This will help us automate a lot of that. So go ahead and agree to all of this. And now it's going to take you right back and say setup complete, and you can go ahead and get rid of that. Now what we want to do is put our business address here, and I'm just going to enter a university in my area here for the address. And then we'll go ahead and move on from there. And you guys want to make sure you get this right, because if you don't, your taxes are going to be wrong. And at the end of the year, the IRS is not going to be happy. So make sure you put in the correct information here. Okay, do not screw it up. And down here, general options is going to let you select what countries you sell to. So I'm going to go ahead and select sell to specific countries. And I want to sell to the United States. I want to sell to Mexico, and I want to sell to Canada for now. You guys can select more or less depending on what you want. Shipping locations is going to be shipped to all countries you sell. So it's already going to be configured to only ship to Canada, Mexico, and the US here. And then here it's going to default the customer location to the shop country /region, which is good. Now we want to go ahead and enable tax rates and calculations because we definitely want to show our customer tax as they move through the checkout process. And then here's where you can enable coupon codes. We're going to leave enable coupon codes selected. Nothing's going to happen until we actually create a coupon code, so you don't really have to be worried too much about it here. Now what we're going to do is scroll down and make sure that we have United States dollar selected and the correct currency position so everything shows up correctly for our customer. Now we're going to go ahead and hit save changes. And now we can go ahead and move over here to where it says product. And here's where we're going to be able to select our shop page. We're just going to leave it with what the starter website already created. And it's going to give you a few more options here. And in our case, it's going to start off with kilograms and centimeters, but I want to use pounds and inches here because that's how I want my shipping labels to be configured for USPS, because that's how we're going to be setting up shipping today. Go ahead and hit save changes here again. And you guys can also turn off product reviews if you want. I always like to select reviews can only be left by verified owners because I don't want random people leaving reviews. And then if we go ahead and navigate to tax over here, you're going to see that it says automated taxes. And what we want to do is enable automated taxes. And then we want to leave no, I will enter prices exclusive of tax right here because that's the best practice in the United States when you're selling things. And then we want to make sure this is selected as calculate tax based on customer shipping address. This is really important because this is going to affect your tax burden here. Now shipping tax class based on cart items. We want to go ahead and change this to our 0 rate because we're not going to be paying for shipping in the United States, at least not tax for it here. And then display prices in the shop excluding tax. You can change this to include tax, but in the United States, again, we don't want it to show with tax. And then display prices during cart and checkout excluding tax right here. You can always change this to including tax if you guys want. Going to go ahead and save the changes here. Now what we want to do is go ahead and move over to shipping. And what we're going to do is scroll down and you're going to see that we already have our shipping zones set up right here, but we can go ahead and edit this by clicking this because all we have is free shipping right now, which is not what we want. We're going to change this to something else. So we're going to go ahead and edit this and change it to a requirement. So a valid shipping coupon, a minimum order amount is what we want. So people have to spend at least $40 on this website before they qualify for free shipping here. So we're going to go ahead and hit save. And then we're going to add one more shipping method here. And this is going to be our flat rate method. You guys can also say local pickup, free shipping, but in our case we want our flat rate because that's how we're going to be shipping with USPS. And this is not going to be taxable. We don't need to worry about that in the United States. And the cost for our flat rate shipping is going to be $4.99, which is a standard cost when shipping with USPS ground priority mail. We're going to go ahead and create this. So this is going to charge our customers unless they spend $40, and then they'll qualify for free shipping. And make sure this is saved down below at the bottom. Now what we want to do is go ahead and hit payments here. You're going to notice that we have Woo payments, direct bank transfer, check payments, cash on delivery. But we're going to be adding Stripe and PayPal in a second here. Over here in accounts and privacy, you want to make sure this is selected here. Allow customers to place orders without an account. So emails you don't really have to worry about too much right now because everything should be good to go already. And then integration and advanced, you guys can just leave those alone for now. We don't have to do anything there. What I want to do is go ahead and navigate to plugins, and I'm going to go hit add new. What I want to do is install Stripe, which is going to be one of our payment gateways here. And you're going to have a few options when you type that in. Go ahead and install WooCommerce Stripe payment gateway here. Install this and then go ahead and make sure you activate it. And now we also want to install PayPal. And there are a number of other options that you guys can use. Just go ahead and search Google Pay or whatever you guys want to use. And there should be a WordPress WooCommerce install for you guys there. Make sure you click activate, don't forget it. And then we already installed this, but if you guys are not having this show up, what you want to do is search tax and make sure WooCommerce shipping and tax is installed and activated, because this is going to help automate the taxes for us. Now we want to go back to WooCommerce, go back to our settings here, and we want to go to payments to set up some of our payments down below here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down. You're going to notice that Stripe and PayPal are both available now. You need to turn these on by clicking this button here. And then once this turns on, it's going to make you create or connect an account. If you guys don't already have an account, create one. But in my case, I already have an account. So I'm going to go ahead and log in. And yes, you can have multiple e-commerce websites under the same Stripe account. It's going to let you set up a separate one for each of these. Now, once you log into your Stripe account, you want to create a new account here for each one of your businesses. You guys can see that I have one for a number of different e-commerce websites I have created in the past. So down here at the bottom, I want to go ahead and select create a new business like so, and this is going to be where you can select your business type and the location. Now you want to enter your personal details here, and I'm going to go ahead and do all of that and then move on. So now it's going to make us enter our bank account information. Make sure you use a business bank account and it's set up appropriately so you can pay taxes at the end of the year on whatever you sell. Once you connect to your bank account and everything, it's going to take you back to your WordPress dashboard. And what we want to do is we want to enable test mode. Once you're ready to go live, you want to make sure you deselect this. So now to actually make this work, we want to go down to where it says account details. We want to copy this endpoint right here. We want to go to our Stripe account settings, and we want to add this endpoint to Stripe. So it's going to take you to webhooks. Then we want to add an endpoint. We want to enter our URL here, and we're going to enter our business name right here. You guys can be more descriptive if you want. And then we want to select events, and to make it easy, we're just going to select all events, click add events. And then what you want to do is scroll all the way to the bottom. Now what you want to do is navigate to webhooks here where you just created that new webhook. Go ahead and copy your ID here and include it. This needs to go where it says test webhook secret. So paste it right in there. Keys here, and we want to get our publishable key. Copy this by clicking on it. Go back to WordPress here, click edit account keys, add our publishable key here. And now we want to also grab our secret key. I'm going to go ahead and reveal this, and then I'm going to go ahead and paste it right here where it says test secret key. We ran into a little bit of an issue, and what happened was the test mode within Stripe here was not enabled. So we went ahead and enabled it right here, and then we had to recopy our publishable key and our secret key into where it says edit account keys here, and then we had to resave our changes before it would work. So now when we go back to our checkout page, you guys are seeing that we have the option to add a credit card, and it's going to say Stripe right here. So this is going to be a fully secured payment gateway where your customers can enter their own credit card information. So now what we want to do now that we have Stripe set up is go back to payments, and we want to set up PayPal. So what we're going to do is click this button here where it says PayPal. And then now we need to log into our PayPal account. So for now, we just want to enable PayPal payments. We don't want to accept major credit cards because we're already doing that with Stripe, but you guys can enable this if you want. Now we're going to try activate PayPal here, and we're going to log into our PayPal account. All right, once you have your PayPal account successfully connected, go back to payments and make sure this option is still active here, and then go ahead and click save here. Once you get to your checkout page, go ahead and scroll down, and you're going to notice that you have a credit card option, and you also have PayPal, and this will let you use PayPal, Venmo, and even Pay Later here. You can disable these options if you want them disabled, and just leave PayPal if you want. And to do that, you go back to where it says manage underneath PayPal. Go ahead and click that. Once you get into this setting, scroll down to where it says alternative payments. And now you just want to go ahead and click this box here, and you want to select the payment that you want to disable. And in our case, we don't want Venmo here. So we're going to go ahead and select that. and then we're going to save it. Now, if we go back to our website and go ahead and refresh it, you're going to notice that when we select PayPal, Venmo is gone. So now we actually want to start adding some of our own products. So we're going to navigate down to where it says add products. We're going to start in all products here. For us, we just want to get rid of all of this stuff because we're not going to be selling any of this stuff that it has added in here. So we're going to apply a bulk edit to this, and we're just going to move it all to the trash for now. You can always get this back if you want to, but in our case, we don't want any of that crap. So that's why we got rid of it all. And now we're going to go ahead and click add new here, and we're going to be adding one product in today's video, and we're going to call it a men's gray t-shirt, for example. And then what we want to do is add our product description here. So we're going to go back to ChatGPT, and we're going to say create a product description for our men's gray t-shirt. So we're going to go ahead and enter that and take what ChatGPT gives us, go back to our editor here, and we're going to add our product description here. And we're also going to add it down here to where it says product short description. So this is actually going to be the description that shows up right next to the product. And this is going to be the more detailed description that shows up down below on your product. Select our product image, and we're going to select a new file and select our image here for our men's gray t-shirt, and make sure you add your alternative text here because that's important for people with disabilities. And then we're going to go ahead and set product image, and you can add an entire gallery of images if you want for your product here. Now we're going to scroll down and see product categories. What we want to do is add a new category that says shirts. So here you want to add as many as you can so you can filter the options on your website later on. And this also helps with SEO purposes. And we want to add as many tags as we possibly can too. So we're going to add shirts. We're going to add that. We're going to say t-shirt, add that, and then we're going to say men's and add that. Again, you want to add more than this, but this gives you a good example of what you need to be putting down here. And now we're going to scroll up, and we're going to select our product data, and we just want simple product. That's going to be the page that it already generated for us for our starter site. Now what we want to do is add our price. So we're going to say this is going to be $19.99, and if you add a sale price, it will cross out your regular price and show your sale price here. And this is going to be taxable. You want to leave that the way it is. And now if we go down to inventory, you can add your SKU numbers. So since this is our first product, our SKU number is going to be 1000, and you always want to track the stock for the quantity because it's really going to help you guys know what's going on with your business and how much you have on hand. So we're going to add 10, and then it's also going to let you add a low stock threshold here. So we're going to add 5 right here. So this will notify customers once we only have 5 left. Now shipping, what we want to do is add the weight here, and we also want to add the dimensions. So when somebody places a shipment, it's already generated up for us. Now, if you have different colors, here's where you're going to want to add them right here. But in our case, we're only going to have the gray here, so we don't need to add that. But if you guys do, right here is where you would add those variations. Now we want to go ahead and select publish. Now that everything is completed, make sure you guys include all the information you want here before you click publish. Now we want to go back to our shop and select shop here, and we're going to scroll down, and now you guys can see our product right here, and it does say sale, and it shows the original price crossed out with the sale price displayed. If we click on this, it's going to take us to our simple product page, and you guys can change some of the features here, which I'll be showing you in a second. But for now, we do have our product successfully showing, and we do have our PayPal options down here for quick checkout as well, which again you can turn off in the PayPal settings. We're going to add this to our cart here, view our cart, and we're going to place an order. And then it's going to give us this message because we removed an item that was in our cart, but obviously most of the time you're not going to get this message. But what we're going to do is go ahead and proceed to checkout here. Now that we have all of our billing details entered, now we're going to go ahead and enter the test credit card number that Stripe gives us and just enter it right here. It doesn't matter what you enter for the expiration date as long as it's sometime in the future, and the card code does not matter either. Now we're going to go ahead and click place order here, and we're going to get our success message that this successfully worked. So make sure you test it out in test mode first, and then go ahead and make this e-commerce website live after you test it out a couple times. And this is going to provide us with our payment method, our information, our order number, the date we ordered, and what we paid, and everything down here. Tax was successfully calculated here at 157. That was all automated for us, and we didn't have to do that ourselves. And keep in mind, an issue that a lot of people have with setting up taxes is that if you set up your business address, for example, in Texas, and then put in a New Mexico address for the shipping address, it's not going to charge you tax because technically your business is in a different state. So you want to make sure you get with a tax expert at the end of the year, especially if you're selling high quantities of things, and making sure that you're paying the appropriate tax. Even with this automated tax method, you want to be sure that it's completely right at the end of the year for tax purposes. And so now if I go back to my email address that I entered at the beginning of the video, you're going to notice that the order success here is sent to my email. That's why I set it up as my business email. So I would get that email for the orders. And in this email, it's going to detail everything, and you'll be able to successfully ship your order now because you got an email. But make sure you double check always in the WordPress admin to make sure you are successfully getting these emails to your business email address. We're going to go to the customize page here, and here is going to be where you can customize your simple WordPress product page. So if you guys scroll down and go to WooCommerce, you're going to notice that it's going to let you change a lot of your general options here. Your checkout page, it's going to let you make changes here. And now if we go back and select single product here, it's going to let you change how your single product page shows up. It's going to give you a lot of different options. You guys should take the time and go through all of these and really just play around with them until you find a design and a layout that you really like for your product. And if you go to product archives, this is going to change the main product page here. So we have 4 columns set up here right now with 3 rows. If we want to change that, it is done right here. So for example, if we change this to 2, you can also change it to 1, and it's going to display as 1 column. Normally I recommend at least 3 to 4. I think 3 is probably the sweet spot. But if you guys want to have a lot, you can do that as well if you guys just have that many products. And you guys can change the card options and a number of other things down below here. And when you're done making those changes, make sure you go ahead and hit publish right here. If you guys are still lost or need any help at any point with your e-commerce website, reach out to us through the comments or at kalmanwebdesign@gmail.com, and we will respond to you guys. Thanks for watching, and I hope today's video helped out.